Then he kissed her so deeply and so completely she felt like she was falling, floating, spiraling down, down, down like Alice in Wonderland. My name is Dr. Lindsay Doe. This is Sexplanations. Today's episode, all about falling in love, is sponsored by AdamandEve.com, an online sex store you can access anywhere there's internet. Falling in love is something you may never do just once or repeatedly. It can be the best experience you ever have, the worst, both, or something in between. Because of this diversity, it's difficult to say exactly what it is. Olivia shares, you probably won't realize it's happening until you get to the moment where you look at them in the eyes and feel completely safe and free. If only there were stages you could track. Based on the biochemical and behavioral tendencies, the models that other researchers have proposed, and my personal experiences, I've come up with the following. Falling in love, stage 1, intrigue. There's a subconscious something about you is desirable and drawn to the other person this strongly. We want to know why. What is it about them that makes things feel so good? How do they kiss? Why am I just now finding them? And who did they vote for? Falling in love, stage 2, euphoria. In Norwegian, it's called forelsket. In the Disney cartoon Bambi, it's called twitterpation. I'm calling it euphoria. The brain, now soaking in natural happy hormones, phenylethylalanine, dopamine, and norepinephrine, give you this jittery feeling, intensely exciting. We end up idealizing the other person as more attractive, smarter, nicer, more successful, etc. than they might actually be, and we don't want to live without them. Now, your mind seems constantly pointed in their direction. If you don't have contact with them that day, it feels unfinished. And when they do call or text or spend time with you, aww, it feels like running an emotional marathon. Everything is sweeter and more terrifying because now you have something really precious you could possibly lose. Now you want to live longer, but what if you don't? Heather explains, actually falling in love is like the moment when you realize that you are too drunk or stoned. You fluctuate between bliss and panic. It's so true. Falling in love, stage 3, playing house. This level of emotions and desire is often accompanied by poor decision making and future tripping. Because we're psychologically impaired, it seems rational to do things like have unprotected sex, move in together, or run away and get married. We spend this stage in a fantasy and forget real life needs like eating, sleeping, and independence. I need to go to bed around 10 becomes, let's stay up until 4 a.m. having phone sex and talking about our olive orchard in Mexico with too many cows and a mango tree. I want it forever. Falling in love, stage 4, fitness testing. Things are great, so why not evaluate the relationship's durability? Maybe get to know you more so I can justify my thoughts and feelings about you. I'm gonna ask you as many questions as I can about your worldview, deal breaker kind of stuff, thoughts on overpopulation, religion, buying property in Mexico. I know you'll answer the way I want you to or better because the endorphins coursing through my system right now give me a sense that this is it and I can keep falling deeply in love with you. But we'll see. Falling in love, stage 5. Consumption. Satisfied with the successful interrogation, we're filled up, totally smitten, and in a big part because our bodies are addicted to the regular dose of self-made painkillers. I think Maureen Gaffney's notes on falling in love describe consumption well. There's a feeling of self-expansion, your heart bursting with love, your body with desire, you feel puffed up with pride in the beloved, in yourself, and having this experience at all. You want to fill up your senses, and when you do, you feel that sense of complete satiation and intimacy, rarely felt since infancy. Yep, I want to consume love. For me, this looks like hours of bare-chested cuddling and intimate conversation, followed by telling my friends how much affection and joy I've found. Falling in love, stage 6, acceptance. They mess up or you do, and a call has to be made. Either end it because it isn't a fairy tale and you can't cope, or welcome reality. They might not have come from the stars made just for you, but they're still awesome. Falling in love, stage 7. Crystallization. Crystallization refers to Marie-Henri Beille's idea that falling in love mimics a winter tree bough being tossed into a salt mine. At first, it's a stick. Stick. But then after a few months absorbing water and salts and drying, it becomes, quote, encrusted with an infinity of little crystals scintillating and dazzling. What you have has crystallized. You're in the stage when you solidly believe that the love you've fallen into is, yep, I want this, I want you, I've fallen in love, let's do this. And the high-speed tumble down an emotional chute begins to slow, or you crash into the ground. Either way, you get back to your responsibilities and autonomy because if it's going to work, you'll have to find the ground and decide to love. Love as in the choice. Falling in love, stage 8, replay. I think it's helpful to note that these stages, while numbered, don't have to be linear. In fact, it probably looks more like a squiggle. We might go twitterpated to accepting to consumption, then intrigue, rewinding or replaying stages subconsciously and consciously. Moving around is normal, and in the words of Jacqueline Cost, something you repeat over and over as you work on the relationship. Maybe you fall in love again with the same person, maybe with new people, one after the other or at the same time. However it happens, and regardless of whether or not it crystallizes, remember it probably starts with intrigue. So stay stay curious. And please get you or your loved one a present using this awesome discount. AdamandEve.com have made it possible for you to get 50% off an eligible item in your shopping cart when you use the promo code DOE at checkout. Select the toy, type DOE, fall in love with saving money and getting off. Phenylethylamine, dopamine, and norepinephrine gives you this jittery feeling. Woo, intensely exciting. Was that like a fake orgasm?